Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to what is sadly the final round of the GTCC Touring Car Championship with TORA. I don't know if I said that already, but I am here to bring you the final round a very familiar track. If you did watch my stream, I did a 12-hour race around this circuit, around Sebring. It's a lovely track. This final corner is a bit of a pain in the butt, but once you nail it, it's lovely. But at the moment, as you can see, I'm just getting to grips. In practice, I did an 11.8 to 11.8. At the moment, we're nowhere near that, 2 seconds down on what we can do. And after this championship, I will let you guys know there will be a brand new Thursday racing series that I'll be a part of, as we do a 12.4. And that will be with TORA again, and it will be in an Indian sports car, and all cars will be neutral, so it'll all be down based to, I think, to setups, and it'll be based down to driver ability. So if you can find the extra seconds, extra milliseconds in that car, you'll probably be doing pretty well. So I'm looking forward to that, something brand new on my channel. But yeah, there'll be a series coming every Thursday is the plan. The race will happen and then see what happens. MotoGP, there's a double round coming up on Sunday. I'm just narrating you around this final lap here. So then I'll have some more of that. I've got some more games night videos coming. I've got one I need to edit actually now, as soon as I'm done with the post-com on this. But yeah, it's a lot of things coming. The WWE My Rise has kind of taken a step back at the moment because I've had holidays and I've also just not really had the time to record it. But yeah, it is one of them. If anybody requests it to come back, I will continue it. But at the moment, because there isn't much of a desire for it, so I just can't find the time, so I just have to leave it as it is. But yeah, you can see, just whilst I've been chatting away, you can watch what's been happening in the background. And this track, once you nail it and you get to grips with it, as you can see, we're now up on our delta. But once you get to grips with it, it feels beautiful to drive. But there are moments where the car will have a weird skid, a weird slide. You know, you might lose a tiny tenth here, where you just thought, okay, I might have done that better, but you just lose some time and it makes no sense to you. As I did go wide there slightly, and that might cost us, and it has cost us about 0.2 of a second, because we was a tenth up, now a tenth down. But we're now just run to the line, and this, unfortunately, is not looking like it's going to be an improvement, but it's a good sign. I've got a lot more pace than I've shown here in qualifying, and I could have relatively been close to the likes of Mohav in front, and my teammate who was RSF1 Hunt. You've known him as Mr. RSF1 Rubens, you've known him as BHA Waiter. He is now SF Michaels, but yeah, he changes his name every 2 minutes. But we are starting P7 for the final round, the first race here in TORA GTCC, and let's just hope we can have a successful race.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
And as always, we get a very poor launch off the line, and we lose a couple positions as it is Benedict, who's side by side of us right now. We're holding our line here, but we get caught together and it pushes me wide into Source. Nothing Source could do, nothing I could really do. Benedict was just there as well. It was just a Constantino effect. I just got so unlucky. As you can see, JJ, a debutant in this series, has gone down the inside and hit me. Oh, JJ. But we did speak about it afterwards, and we realised that there was no deliberates there. There was no he didn't intend to hit me. Could have been avoided, but it is what it is. It's his first time driving. But now it's all about on my way back through. As you can see, Dodge and Joubert right in front of us. Can I throw it down the inside? Two cars into one, and we just about stop the car, do we? We do, but you can see Hassio's on the outside there, so we had to check up our line. But unfortunately, that did nearly cost us position back there to Joubert. I think it's Joubert or Joubert. I'm going to call him Joubert because it sounds better. But we're just cruising now. We made 3 positions in that one corner, from 12th up to 9th. So now, can we settle down and maybe close the gap? Stingray in front of us is the championship leader at the moment. He could go ahead and win the title today. Chungus could win the independence. And me and Michael could go on and win the Constructors. It's in the pipeline. It's in our hands. All we have to do tonight is finish both races and we win the Constructors Championship. All because Molhav missed 1 week, unfortunately for him, due to some issues. But he missed a week, and his teammate, I cannot remember who his teammate is, I think it's JDR. But yeah, we capitalised on that, obviously, and it's helped us massively. So now, all we got to do is just get ourselves to the end of this session. This race, sorry. But we're pushing forward now. You can see we're closing the gap on Benedict. Remember this gap now. It was at 600 feet before. Now it's down to 100. Now it's about 300-ish on acceleration. But you can see we are there or thereabouts, which is nice to see. So we're just trying to get the power down. Let's see what we can do. And close the gap before we decide to box. Will we box this lap? Will we box next lap? We're not actually sure at the moment. As you can see, we are pushing all of the track limits. We're just within the track limits just about. But we're pushing. As you can see, now Michaels is in the pit lane. Michael is in the pit lane. We've gone past him. And we're going to continue for now. Let's see if we can get Benedict. I think Benedict is there for the taking, and I believe the driver in front of him is Blazer Guns. So let's see if we can close the gap on either of those two drivers and see what we can do. I think we're going to box this lap though, and I believe the two cars in front of us will box also, because it looks like we're getting very, very tight actually on the race time when you can pit. I think this is the last opportunity to pit. So we need to get ourselves into the pit lane this lap, or we will not finish this race. We will be disqualified. So let's make sure we get in that pit lane. Coming around the final corner now. You can see Stingray, Chungus, Jam, all in the pits. Molhav in. Blazer in. Benedict in. We're in as well. Everybody is in that hasn't boxed yet. Now we get to see where we're going to come out here in the pit lane after our mandatory pit stop. So fingers crossed we're not going to be too far back. You see Benedict and Blazer both go wide on the exit, but I've practiced the pit exit, so I know where to go. And I've managed to jump past Benedict from the pit lane exit. He ran wide, not expecting that run out of space there. Now let's see if we can keep up with Blazer Guns and potentially make a move to go up into P7. I mean, I'm amazed that I'm even in this position to have a battle with these two drivers. They've been so much faster than me over the previous races and as we've gone on. But it's all about what I can do. Can I just keep going? Can I make sure I've got consistency? As you can see, I brake really late, and I think I scared Blazer off the track slightly from just how late I broke, and Blazer's gone off, and now we're going to come past him, hopefully, down the inside. Lovely move there. Get past, and there we go. We move on. We're into P7. The gap to our teammate Michael is about 1,500 feet, so it's too far to make up at this point. As you see, Benedict behind us, about 100 feet back. So let's see if we can just settle down and bring the car home for P7. P8 or P9 would be worst case scenario if I obviously don't spin. But I think I'll be okay because I've not had any spinning problems, fingers crossed, with this car yet. It's felt quite smooth, you know, driving it, very good on the traction. But you can see, Benedict now, as I was just absolutely babbling on, is looking like he's going to make a move on us now, trying to go around the outside. I've left him the outside line. I don't want to give him the inside, but I run slightly deep on the exit, which meant he had a chance to cut back. Gives us a tiny little love tap through that corner. We're going to give him a bit of space through here. Now we're side by side. You don't really want to go side by side through here. I wouldn't have been confident doing this as soon as I installed the game. Tiny bit of space left, not an awful lot. Obviously at the time I was a little bit frustrated, but I have seen it back now. He left just enough space. Yes, we did brush contact with each other, but it's nothing too serious, and we move on. And we're both part of the Swordfish team anyway, so it is what it is. We move on, we're teammates, we get on with the day. And as you can see, Blazer, another Swordfish member behind us. You got Michaels, my teammate, obviously a Swordfish member. And yeah, we're just petering along now. As you can see, kept up with Benedict, but not close enough to be able to have a go. We get a good gap on Blazer Guns. So all we got to do is get this final corner right, which has been a problem for me in the past. So just casually through here. We really did brake a little bit too late. Didn't get the corner right, but we come around here now. we're going to bring the car home with a little bit of a wiggle across the line. And it's going to be P8 in race number 1. Not bad, not brilliant. I mean, it's best case scenario because I could have maybe beat Benedict, but I was never getting close to Molhav, Michael or JDR. They were in another level, and the front three are just a joke. They're so fast. They're not even, I can't even compete with them guys. But yeah, it looks like it was a relatively good race for myself. And as Jam wins, Stingray comes home in second and Chonga's third. Race number 2, we start P6 in the reverse grid. As you can see, there's no source this race because he did disconnect and decided not to return because he was tired from work. But that's fair enough. So let's settle down and see what we can do in this race.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
As you can see from that launch, that is quite possibly the best race start we have ever had on this game. We nailed that. As you can see, Chungus goes down our inside. Obviously, we've only gained 1 position due to the dry. Oh, did we actually start 6th? My memory's so bad. But you can see we have lost a position there to Chungus. As Hasio goes wide, so we gain the position of Hasio now. Right behind us is our teammate Michael. But we're in P5 currently. Very, very good launch off the line. I think I timed it absolutely perfectly, which has given us a great advantage. And you can see now JDR, who's one guy we're battling with. Michael, our teammate, obviously, who we're always battling with. Well, technically with a second team driver, but you know, he's going to love me saying that. But yeah, it is what it is. Oh, side by side. JDR gets a little clip on the side of my car, and it scared me slightly. Michael then tried to come around the outside of me, but I just about held the car there. Now we're coming down into this right-hander. I'm trying not to get too much space on the inside, but JDR's probably going to come. He is! He got 2 cars off the track in front of us. Michael then comes together with us. Michael then goes off the track. So does a couple others. Jam takes the advantage of all of that. Jam goes past everybody. Now the next car behind me is Stingray, who's only not won one single race all season, and that was the last race. He's not a big fan of this circuit, as he said to us in the party, but is what it is. We just settle down now. Let's see if we can do anything. We're going to obviously not be able to fight Stingray. Best thing to do is let him go. As you can see, I broke a lot earlier than I normally would through here. Let Stingray through. Just slot him behind and let's just see if we can sort of keep up for the moment. But obviously behind us we got faster drivers in Michael. Michael is right there behind us. Let's see how long we can keep our teammate to bay behind us, because if we can keep him there relatively a long time, that will frustrate him. Obviously, I know at this point there is no championship battle like gaining positions, hence why I'm fighting my teammate. Otherwise, I'd let him go. So I'm just having a tiny bit of fun, just for a bit of pride. Let's see if I can, you know, compete with him. As you can see in front, JDR's got Stingray doing the little switchback move. That's a lovely move from Stingray in front. And you can see Michael is gaining on us. As I'm still spectating what's going on in front of us with Stingray and JDR. Stingray had a little wobble through there. Michael's thinking about a move, but we're going to see how late we can brake, and we brake really late and just about keep the car within the limits of the track and keep the position for now. That's a lovely move from Stingray in front too on JDR Limited. And currently Michael is still sat behind us getting incredibly frustrated. Now, looking back at this, I could have let him through and have a go at JDR, but I thought, like I said, what's the point? There's no benefit in letting him through because it doesn't change anything. So I just wanted a battle, really, guys. I just wanted a bit of fun. So I took it into my own accord that I was going to have a bit of fun at the expense of my teammate. He loved it though. After the race, I did have a little chat with him, and he did really enjoy the fact that I had pace to be there. You know, it wasn't like I was just here by accident. I actually had relatively okay pace. Yes, I didn't have the pace of some of the front guys, but I had relatively decent pace, and I could actually run around with the front guys for a little bit, which was lovely. And I mean, it doesn't happen often, so I've got to enjoy it while I can. And as you can see, slight mistake into the final corner, which has allowed Michael an opportunity to go for a move. This is where we'd normally lose out to him due to him braking so much later, but nowadays I run ABS and I am brave through this first corner because I know the track. So I managed to hold it down the inside and keep him there. So Michael is still behind us. You can see though, that's lost some time to JDR in front. But we've kept our teammate at bay for another lap. Or another few corners at least. Which is great news. We're just going to use all that he's taught us. Which he has been teaching us how to drive on this game. He's been teaching us how the cars work. The engine damage, the braking system, the ABS. He's helped me with everything. And it's all coming back to bite him. Well, that's what he keeps telling me anyway, but you'd think he'd be happy. We're teammates. But yeah, he's taught me absolutely everything, and I do appreciate it, because it's really fun being relatively okay. Not slow, not fast, you know. I'm right in the middle, really, and I love it. But at the moment, you can see, we're just trying to keep him at bay. But he's got a little bit frustrated, trying to send it down the inside. And we tried to go for the switchback move, but get a wheel on the grass. And I don't want to go side by side for here. Like I said before, all the team have got to do is finish this race. And I wasn't planning on risking the fact of taking us both out there by going back for a move on him. So I let him have the place. We move on. And that will be the last you see of Mr. Michael in a moment, because he will be diving in the pits this lap. As I slightly get it wrong through the final corner, he dives into the pits. I continue, because at the time I wasn't sure if we double stacked, if there was any issue, but he confused me at the time. I think obviously there was no double stacking, because we're not actually teammates in the game, so he confused me the git. But it is what it is. I carried on for another lap, and you'll see in a moment how much that has actually cost us to Michael. He is long gone as we come out of the pits. He is about 600, 700 feet up the road, which is not ideal. And now we'll settle down for our final stint in this beautiful Audi. You've treated us well. And yeah, I can't say anything bad about this car, really. It's been a beautiful car to drive. It's yeah, it's been possibly the best series I've been a part of. I enjoyed this car so much, and it's helped me learn the game, which is also helpful. And it's gonna bring us home the Constructors' Championship if we can keep the car on the road for this final sector. And as long as Michael doesn't do anything silly as well, as he's passed Mohav in front, he would have probably got another position if I didn't hold him up earlier. But he has got past Mohav. But we're coming around the final few corners, not pushing too hard. You can see the gap to Benedict has came down because we have been cruising slightly on this final lap, just checking our damage. But it has been a relatively straightforward weekend in the end. A couple of crashes in the first race, like incidents with other drivers. None of them my fault, actually. As you can see, a little slide through the final corner, and we will come home and win the Constructors' Championship in TORA GTCC with a little celebratory drift across the line. Brilliant result for me and Michael. We've done a cracking job throughout the season. Unfortunately, obviously, Mohav missing that one race has cost his team the championship, but we will take it. We've been consistent throughout the whole thing. GG to everybody. Stingray wins the Drivers' Championship in the end, and Mr. Big Chungus, who wins the race overall here, wins the Independent Championship as well. What a race, what a series, what a season, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. We'll have more series coming, hopefully this again in the future. I have been Chris12LFC. I will see you later. Like and subscribe for more.